I've been to the show several times before, and it's a big show. And so I was wondering if you could explain to the audience sort of what what you might expect to see at the show. It's set off in different halls. Maybe people that are used to going to some shows, it's in one big area. This
Mhm.
is quite different. It's spread out a different. It's like a campus. Could you talk a little about that?
Yes, of course I can. So Automechanika Frankfurt is covering more or less the entire venue here in Messe Frankfurt. This means when we're talking about figures, which is a little bit difficult, but talking about roughly about figures, it's about 250,000 square meters gross. So it is just huge. And because it is so huge, we've been organizing Automechanika Frankfurt for many, many years now, according to product groups, in order to make it easier and to facilitate orientation for the visitors inside this show. And product groups starting with parts and components, through electronics and systems, through diagnostics and repair, to collision repair, car wash, care, and detailing. So we got everything which covers or which is part of the automotive aftermarket, and really trying to group and to locate exhibiting companies according to their major products, and thus helping visitors to find their business partners, to find the exhibitors they're really interested in. And when you're coming to join Automechanika Frankfurt, you have been here several times before, as you said, you really should be aware of the fact that it will take some time. And not talking about minutes or half an hours, but it really takes time to see the companies you would like to see, because the incredible advantage of Automechanika Frankfurt is it's a global meeting point of the aftermarket family. Everybody's here.
Right. And it's sort of like if you've been to the Louvre in Paris, it's like people try to think, how many days do I need to see every painting or piece of artwork in the Louvre? And I'm sure it's weeks. So how many days would you say that that a visitor to the show should allocate to see enough of the show to feel like they got the experience?
Yes, so I would really recommend to stay at least for 3 days. So the show takes 5 days. You can make it in one day, but then you will just have like 7 appointments, and you need to have planned appointments, and then you can make 7 appointments in one day. But I think the key factor in coming here is using the possibility to have meetings by chance, or to discover products or companies which you have never thought of before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also about walking through the halls and really trying to inhale the spirit of automotive aftermarket, of the industry. And this takes a little time. And so my recommendation, especially if you're traveling from the US, it really makes sense to stay for 3 days at least.
So you mentioned if you're coming from the US, and I'm glad you mentioned this, because if some people may know that, the show is in Germany, so I speak English. So how can I survive? Can I survive in Automechanika Frankfurt speaking only English?
It's much better to speak English than to speak Italian or French or whatever. So the clear answer is yes, because here it is, as I said, the global meeting point of the industry. Everybody is expecting international participation. So when you're going through the halls, actually, I think the language which you will hear most is English. And
Yes.
and every exhibitor will, maybe if not every person, but at least major part of the staff will be fluent in English, and it will be possible to communicate in English. And this is also valid for, say, the city of Frankfurt, because the city, apart from the show, the city is highly international, and is very open to international visitors and people coming here. So even when you're here on the street, usually when you're asking to find your way, or if you want to have recommendation, just say, sorry, I'm only speaking English, could you help me? And I would say 95% of the cases you will have an English answer. In the outside area, which we call Agora, so it is in the eastern part of the venue, right between hall 3, 4, and the forum, you will find our future mobility park. So this
Okay.
is kind of extension from our special show, which we call Innovation for Mobility, which deals with all topics of, call it new mobility, alternative drives, connected cars. And in the Future Mobility Park, we will be offering the possibility to experience new mobility. So really to try out how to drive an electric car, how to use these new kind of electric bikes, to see how inductive charging might work with the car when you install it into your parking area. Things like this will be here in Frankfurt to be experienced in the outside area. And another thing is maybe more, how to say, and it's more not sophisticated. It's different, because we are going to have the what we call EMA Sound event, or EMA Sound Championship. So we are going to have the German finals of those car enthusiasts who are not only car enthusiasts, but they are also hi-fi enthusiasts. So having a car for 20,000 euros and having hi-fi inside for 30,000 euros, and demonstrating how good the quality of the sound system is. And we're going to have maybe 50 to 60 participants in this German final, and it will be great also to hear and to experience what is possible in sense of sound systems inside a passenger car.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's going to be quite an attraction, I'm sure. So, can you talk a little bit about the range of attendees that somebody, if they're thinking, I don't know if Automechanika Frankfurt is right for me, should I go? Can you talk a little bit about the types of people in their respective fields that have attended in previous years, whether they be shop owners or things of that nature? Who all attends the show?
Yeah. And this is very, very interesting, because it's such a wide array of participants. The general information I give is that about 75% of our visitors are coming from the top management. Top management is not only from the industry, having CEOs, but it's also meant, of course, shop owners or workshop owners who are running their own business or their own workshop chain, for example. So having said this, it's quite important to be aware of the fact that it's really good quality and high quality in sense of decision making and knowledge about the markets which come here, and it's really from all industries. So we are having distributors, local distributors, European distributors, worldwide distributors. We have all the ITGs here on board, different participants from the industry, because exhibitor is also simultaneously usually a visitor, and see, okay, what is the competition doing? What is maybe new fields where I could develop my business to? And one other major part of our visitors are coming from the workshops and garages. They are the owners on the one hand, and on the other hand, they're also the installers and technicians. And they are really more than welcome here in Frankfurt, not only German, European ones, but from everywhere, because here you can really see and experience what are the new solutions from the industry for the challenges which the new and modern cars are bringing to my workshop and my garage. And one story I really like to tell, and that's why I need to continue to talk for a minute, is we are offering our collision and damage repair workshops. So planning to have 11 of these workshops dedicated to technicians from the body shops this year. And there is one special guest, I call him, who we are really always welcoming here in Frankfurt every second year. And the story is that this person is calling my colleague, the project manager who takes care of these workshops, usually in the Automechanika year in February, and always asking the same question: hey, it's me again, and when can I register to participate in the workshops? And it's always the same answer: you're more than welcome, but registration will be only open probably from July. Okay, so I will call back in July and I will register. And I'm telling this because this guy is not from Germany and he is not from Europe, But this guy is coming to participate in Automechanika and in the workshops every second year from New Zealand. And he's really flying in from New Zealand. He wants to participate in these workshops, and he's really taking part in all the workshops, and then still spending time in the venue in the show.
That's no small flight either. That's a long. That is quite a flight.
Yeah, coming from the US is close to be around the corner. Yes, I would like to add some things, because coming from the pandemic times, all of us now got used to have something what we are just having video calls and digital conversation. And from my perspective, it is really crucial, and it's one of the key factors that we and the automotive aftermarket family globally will be able to meet in person. And we have developed some new formats to facilitate personal meetings and to offer different kinds of opportunities to meet. So first thing is that we are going to offer, or we're going to have what we call networking lounges in Automechanika Frankfurt. And each of these lounges will be dedicated to a certain topic. I'll give you one example. One networking lounge is dedicated to the topic of digital services and e-commerce. I know that there are some players in the market who do not like to talk about this topic, but I also know that there is e-commerce all over the world, and it is already part of the daily life. So I think my responsibility is to offer possibility to get informed about what is going on in this part of the business. And I'm happy that we could convince eBay to support this networking lounge, and even to bring their partners in their value chain, so that it will be really possible to see, okay, how does this kind of distribution work in general, and to discuss with the experts, how could it work for me?
Got it.
So, and this is some possibility to come to this networking lounge, and you will meet experts for this topic. We're having also topics in body and paint, having another one in the future workshop. So will be quite interesting. And another one possibility to meet is that we decided that, and not only decided, we realized that in the past we never invited our visitors. So we have been opening our gates in the morning at 9 for visitors to come, and we close the gates at 6 in the evening and ask visitors to leave, at least those who have not been invited to any stand reception from exhibitors. So for this year, we have decided that we cancel our well-known Oktoberfest, which has been like exhibitors evening. And we are replacing our exhibitor evening by a daily happy hour after the show closes, a daily happy hour from 6 to 7, and inviting everybody who is in the venue to join and to communicate and to meet other people, exhibitors, press, media, visitors, really to mingle and to meet people. And this is something we're going to offer from Tuesday through Friday, every evening in each part of the venue. So no need to walk for half an hour to get a beer, but where you are, you will have just short distance to walk over and to meet people.
Oh, that's great.
That's also new. And one special thing, but there will be restricted access. We are going to have a CEO breakfast on the morning of the first day of Automechanika, starting from 7 to 9 in the morning. And this CEO breakfast will bring together industry, distributors, and media. And not to have it so boring and just having coffee and something to eat, there will be Mika Häkkinen and Mark Gallagher as keynote speakers, and they will talk about challenges, quick and rapid changes, the meaning and importance of teamwork, coming from their Formula One experience, and trying to build a bridge towards the necessities of the industry or of distributors and workshops in the aftermarket.